Yes, welcome. I just want to first off just say congratulations to all of y'all for officially becoming a UC Davis Aggie. Congratulations to everyone. I know it's whether you're a transfer student, first year student, or coming from a high school. I know it's a lot of hard work that y'all had to put through and go through, and so definitely proud of all y'all for making it here, not just to this meet and greet, but also just in general to UC Davis. And so just congratulations to all of y'all as well. But yeah, give yourselves a pat on the back if you want to. I think that's well deserved, honestly. Um, but yes, so today, again, thank you for joining us here for our Aggie Jumpstart meet and greets. You're going to have a chance, an opportunity to learn a little bit more about the Aggie Jumpstart program, what we do, what it is. Here at UC Davis, you'll have an opportunity to learn a little more about the process, the benefits, and hear from our students as well as some of our Aggie Jumpstart advisors. And in CUG, which is our career discovery group class, you'll also have an opportunity to learn a little more about that as well too. And so just an opportunity to learn a little more about just a bunch of different resources that are available here at UC Davis, which we've been kind of piling on you for the last couple of weeks, couple of months, or you've been researching on your own for the last couple of years as well too. So just another resource to help you succeed here at UC Davis. But yeah, let's go ahead and begin here. But before we start, I just want to do maybe a quick icebreaker just for all of us to get to know each other a little more, an opportunity for all of y'all to know each other, for me to get to know y'all as well too. So in the chat, y'all can please go ahead and answer these questions I have. There's only three questions, so it's nothing too out there, I would say. But I'll give y'all about 30 seconds to answer each question. Just throw it in the chat. But yeah, the first one is really simple. I want to say very basic. It's what's your hometown major? Where y'all from? What's your major? So go ahead and throw that in chat. I'll give y'all a few seconds to answer. If any of our advisor staff want to tell our students where you're from and maybe what you majored in as well too. A couple folks from SoCal. I see some Bay Area folks. A few NorCal folks there. I see someone from Chicago. Okay. It's dinner time right now, I think. Hopefully you're eating right now. Different majors as well too. A lot of animal science folks. See man econ there, human development, clinical nutrition. Someone from Columbia, okay. Biotech major. Nice to meet everyone here. I saw someone from Sacramento. I'm also from Sacramento, born and raised there as well. So yes, thank y'all for answering that question. Hopefully y'all can kind of see who else is also attending UC Davis with your major, maybe from your hometown that you didn't know as well too. So, all right. If you hadn't had the chance to let us know where you're from and your major, feel free to do so. We'll move on to the next question. So next question is, what's your least favorite food? What's your least favorite food? Could be anything. Lamb, bitter melon, sushi, pickles, cantaloupe. I saw a fish there, liver, seafood. See another fish. See another fish. See celery. Chicken hearts. Okay. Y'all are like very specific with the type of food you don't like. For me, it's just a tomato. Like, I don't really like that. Oh, Greg with the eggplant, too slimy. Yeah, I could see that a little bit too, Greg. Arugula. Not a big fan of arugula either, so yeah. Variety of different least favorite foods. So interesting to see from all of y'all. Thank y'all for sharing. Feel free to include more if you want to. If not, that's okay. Move on. I think that's the last question here, but what are y'all looking forward to at UC Davis? What's something that everyone's looking forward to at UC Davis? Is it the new people? Is it the classes? Is it a coffee class? Judy with me, my next round of students. Yeah, for sure. Meeting new people, learning new things. All right. New environment. Ooh, the Raptor Center. Yes, for sure. Building community, gaining networks and individuality. Yep, for sure. Academic courses. Nice. Research opportunities. Also new environment. New environment is a theme I see here, or meeting new people as well too. So definitely making lifelong connections and exploring different careers. I was actually just talking to a student who made a lifelong friend here in our program through Aggie Jumpstart, and they just graduated together. So just want to just throwing that out there, not advertising or anything like that, you know. All right. Thank y'all for sharing that. Well, hopefully everyone had a chance to kind of get to know each other a little bit more. I know for sure for me, I got to know everyone here a little bit more as well too. I know that was a very brief icebreaker, just a few questions to answer as well too. But we'll have a chance later on in the year to get to know each other a little more as well too. So this is just the first round of getting to know each other. I'm sure we'll have more opportunities down the line as well too. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. So just a couple of housekeeping stuff, some Zoom logistics, Zoom procedures, I don't know what to call them, just Zoom stuff, and also as well as just agenda for today. Just kind of go over with everyone here. Um, so in a few minutes, or a few seconds, I'm actually going to disable the chat function, and there should be a Q&A function open and available. If not, let me know, y'all. But there should be that. So if y'all have questions, feel free to use the Q&A function. It's going to look differently for a lot of folks depending on where you're accessing Zoom from, on the desktop or even like on maybe your mobile devices, your phone, tablet, whatever it might be. It might be found, the Q&A button might be found at the bottom of the toolbar. Could be at the top. Web browser might look a little different as well too. So, but that little Q&A button function should be available to all of y'all. So I'm going to disable the chat function here in a little bit. So if you have questions, feel free to ask us through the Q&A function, and we'll try to answer your questions as we see them. Our advisors are here. Our CG mentor is here as well too. We have our students from Aggie Jumpstart program here as well too to answer questions. I'll try to look at the questions and see if anything pops up. I'll try to answer them live or anything like that. So feel free to do so there. I see someone already using the Q&A function, so perfect. Thank you for trying that out. But yes, so we'll try to answer questions as we get through them. If you're like, I have a question, but I'm not too sure if you're going to cover it at the end or sometime towards, throughout this presentation, throughout this meet and greet, you can always hold off on those questions until the end, and then we can ask those questions at the end as well too. So feel free to do that. So I'll go ahead and disable this. One second. if it's something urgent, you can always just I'll still leave the chat open if you need to message any of our hosts or co-hosts. So feel free to still do that if it's something that's important that comes up as well too. Um, so just the agenda for today. Um, we'll talk about Aggie Jumpstart, just the overview of it. Talk about the benefits and things of that nature, the components, the outcomes, et cetera, et cetera. So if you attended our info sessions these last couple of months or saw us during our Aggie Day tabling event, this information might be a refresher for all of y'all, a review for all of y'all, but you didn't get a chance to go to our info sessions or Aggie Day table, this would be all new information, which is perfectly fine as well too. So, but yeah, just a little more details about what our program is and the benefits as well too. And then you'll have an opportunity to meet our Aggie Jumpstart advisors, and we'll talk about partnerships and collaborations. And then meeting our IE Jumpstart students, and then next steps as well too, and then Q&A at the end for all of y'all. Not included in this agenda, which I realize it's not included, but should be included, is CDG. So we'll talk about Career Discovery Group here too. Sorry, G, I did not see you for some reason. That was not on the agenda on there, but it is on the agenda. I promise you. So we'll talk about CDG as well too on there. So. But yeah, again, if y'all have any questions, feel free to ask us through the Q&A function, but we'll get started here as well. So yeah, what is the Aggie Jumpstart program? So AGS for short. If y'all are like, what is AGS? That is what it stands for, Aggie Jumpstart. So the program began in 2019, so we just wrapped up our 6th year here at UC Davis, I want to say 6th year here at UC Davis. So it's a fairly new program, which means that we are open to a lot of different changes, different ideas. A lot of our students are always, providing us feedback to make changes to our program, how we, process or I guess function, how we can better support our students as well too. So we definitely rely on our students a lot to, improve our own program as well too. So, but it's a fairly new program, so we're still learning, we're still growing, and things like that. So, but our target student population is primarily the majority of our students in our program is really first generation low-income students. But any students are welcome to apply with the major in the College of Ag. So even if you don't fall under any of those categories, first gen, low income, or you just fall under one, still apply to our program. We accept students from. It doesn't matter what demographics there are, we accept all students. And so that just happens to be the majority population of our students in our program. And so we have a lot of students who aren't first gen or who are first gen or not low income or low income but not first gen in our program currently and in the past as well too. So we definitely encourage you to apply to our program even if you don't necessarily fall under one of those categories. Some students have also asked, this is whether or not there's a summer component to this program. There's no summer component to this program. There's no summer requirements or anything of that nature. Well, I guess there is a summer component. That is, you have to apply within the summer, but that's not really part of the program. That's trying to get into the program. And so there's really no summer component in this for this program compared to other programs. I know, like, for example, STEP has a summer program that's involved in the program itself. So there's no summer component to our program. It is a one-year program, but we do encourage students to still continue to participate in our program afterwards. You still have access to all of our events and our resources and our advisors as well too. And we'll talk a little about that as well too as we kind of get into it. But the Aggie Jumpstart program, really, we try to help our students gain a lot of personal, academic, professional skills, so that way they can enjoy life as an Aggie. So we want to make sure you have all the necessary skills, the tools, all that equipped to really do well during your first year here at UC Davis, but also continuing afterwards as well too. So utilizing all those resources that you learned during your first year here with the Aggie Jumpstart program to really succeed afterwards. And we really support that transition from community college to UC Davis, from high school to community to UC Davis. So we really try to support you all in that transition because that transition can be difficult because you're coming into a new environment, new place, meeting new people. I know a lot of y'all were talking about that in the chat about how, y'all are excited about meeting new people and being in a new environment, but it's a little bit scary sometimes. And so we try to make sure that, you all are ready and you all are supported and welcomed in that process as well too. So we try to make sure that you're connected to the correct resources and the support networks as well too. And also at the end of the day, making sure that we help you grow, not just as a student, but just also as an individual, as a person as well too. So um, just other benefits, other components of our program. So we do have individualized advising for our students. We also have career discovery groups, CDG, for short, a course for that. And we'll talk about both the advising component as well as CDG components here in a little bit. And then we also offer community leadership and service opportunities and events as well too. So I know a lot of students often ask, like, what is a community? What is a leadership? What is a service event? So I just like to tell students that community event or workshop is really just think of it as a social event. So you're connecting with different people, you're networking with different people, different students, different resources, things of that nature. So really just a social event. Leadership events, and we'll talk a little more about this as well too, is really just helping you grow as an individual and as a leader. And then service events is really focused on giving back to the community, whether it's the UC Davis community or Davis community in general. But some other benefits and outcomes for Aggie Jumpstart participants. So there's actually a higher average GPA increase than non-Aggie Jumpstart students. So basically, for those who are in our program, in the Aggie Jumpstart program, often have higher GPA averages compared to students who aren't in the program within the College of Ag. So there's definitely that benefit that we've seen in the last 6 or so years that this program has existed. So that's definitely a huge benefit for our students who are looking to, do well academically. Higher graduation rates among students as well too within the College of Ag or compared to the other students who are in College of Ag. There's an increased sense of belonging and community support. So we try to connect you with different folks, different people, different community resources, different departments and organizations. So we try to really make sure you find your community, even if that community isn't with the Aggie Jumpstart program itself, we try to make sure you find that community. Meaningful mentorship relationships with our advisors and our CDG TAs as well too, and also just our mentors, peer mentors as well. The program is free, so everything that our program has to offer to all of you, it's all free. So, sometimes we take our students to do service events. So we're cleaning the park, for example. We provide transportation, provide food. We often provide a lot of lunch opportunities as well too. So just food in general, snacks, things like that. We provide all that at no cost for you to student. So it's all free. The program is free. You don't have to put any type of payment for our program or anything like that. So everything is completely free. Um, we have career preparation, not just through our workshops that Aggie Jumpstart hosts, but also through our CDG as well too. And we'll talk about CDG here in a little bit for y'all to kind of understand the process of what CDG is and how that can kind of benefit you as well. Increased understanding of campus resources and events. So we try, again, to connect you with different resources and different events on campus and off campus here at Davis and at UC Davis as well, too. And then I think the big thing really is the quarterly rewards for participation in the program. So at the end of each quarter, we keep track of all the students that participate in our program. So that can mean going to as many events as you can, not just Aggie Jumpstart hosted related events, but also just UC Davis related events, attending those, writing a reflection, participating in that, going to see your Aggie Jumpstart advisor, things of that nature. Just really being involved in our program, participating in the program, and taking full advantage of the program could earn you a quarterly reward. So these rewards range from $25, $50, or even $100 gift card of your choice. So you have an opportunity to pick a gift card of your choice. And actually, we just wrapped up our quarter just ended. So we just wrapped up our quarterly rewards. So we just sent out gift card options for our students to select from. And so this happens every quarter. So fall, winter, and spring, as long as you participate in the program. So you have an opportunity to earn those gift cards at the end of each quarter. Um, I know a couple questions that students have asked in the past is really, can I be in this program? Can I be in the Aggie Jumpstart program and in another program at the same time? So for example, I know a lot of students are in like EOP or STEP, and they're always asking, can I be in both, either one of those programs and Aggie Jumpstart? And the answer is yes. So you could be in any other program here at UC Davis and be in the Aggie Jumpstart program. So we're not going to limit you to doing that. So you could definitely do that as well. So, you'll have a variety of different resources to take advantage of as well too. So I think another question students have asked as well too is whether or not Aggie Jumpstart provides any type of scholarships. So not necessarily directly scholarships from the program itself, but we can try to help you find, these scholarships that best fit you and that you could possibly apply for as well too. So our advisors can help you do that. I can help you do that. Our mentors can help you do that. Our CDG TAs or CDG mentors can also help you do that as well too. So again, different folks can help you find those scholarships as you need them as well too. Um, and so I want to highlight some of the events that we've hosted within the program itself. So just a couple of pictures from our past events here. So we had a peers and professors event where where students had the opportunity to connect with different professors in the College of Ag and learn about their research opportunities. I know a couple of students said that they're looking forward to research opportunities. So learning about research opportunities, internship opportunities, or just learning a little bit more about the professors. So we had an event or have an event every year that we host in collaboration with one of our other College of Ag programs to bring our students and professors together during this event to kind of talk to each other. So that's an opportunity there. We've done a bonfire events. We've done origami events, a kindness event as well too. We've done end of the year celebrations. I think this one was like a DIY mirror event where students were able to make or build or color or something like that, paint mirrors, compact mirrors, and they were able to keep that for themselves. We did a little scavenger hunt as well too. So just a bunch of different opportunities for events that we've hosted in the past. Um, some other events as well too. I know I talked about leadership events. So just again, some other pictures here from our leadership events that we've done. As I mentioned before, leadership events are really to help you grow as an individual. So as a student, as an individual. So we really try to help you develop your leadership skills through interactive and informative workshops and events through our leadership events. So some of these workshops and events include things like team builders, group conversations, learning life and academic skills, and just overall fun. So some of our previous topics have been on, like, again, peers and professors, which is this picture right here and the picture before, interviews and resume workshops. We've done like an DIY escape room event as well too, scavenger hunt. This picture right here, I believe, was like a DIY leadership labyrinth. I think our mentors created this very intricate labyrinth obstacle course with tables and chairs and just strings and whatnot. And so students had an opportunity to work together to navigate through this obstacle course. And then we had prizes at the end for our students as well too. We did a kickball event. We've done a marshmallow tower challenge event. And we also tell students too, like, leadership skills isn't just, learning to become a better leader in terms of like, oh, hey, what are these leadership skills? How do I do better as a public speaker? Things like that. We also tell students that leadership skills is also really improving yourself as an individual, like I mentioned before. So things like time management, or also been like learning a little more like about your mental health aspects as well too. So strategies for that are also some of the leadership skills or leadership events that we've hosted as well, but also something for y'all to consider as well too. Service events that we've hosted in the past, we've done an inspirational chalk. So we went to a local park, community park, and we just wrote, some motivational, inspirational messages on the sidewalk for anyone to kind of see. So we were able to do that with chalk. We've done park cleanups a couple of times. I think we did an acts of kindness event where we had students bouquet of flowers and also make cards. And then they gave it out to students at the quad on campus just to kind of make their day, especially during, I think it was around the time right before finals week or finals, or maybe it was during midterms. I can't quite remember. But it was during exam time pretty much. And so we were trying to motivate and bring some positivity to our students here on campus. And then we've done like a build a bouquet event that students were able to build their own bouquets and either keep for themselves or give away to someone they know as well too. And so really the purpose of our service events is really to help y'all give back to the community. So giving back to our Davis community or UC Davis community, and really developing relationships with, with other Aggie Jumpstart students, staff, and mentors. And we kind of went over some of the previous service events as well too. Awesome. So again, if y'all have any questions about our Aggie Jumpstart information so far, or review the benefits, etc., feel free to let us know using the Q&A function. And saying this now just because some of our new folks just joined us, so just want to make sure y'all know what's going on here. But yeah, so that's sort of the overview of just Aggie Jumpstart in terms of the events, the benefits, and some of the components. We do have other components involved, and that involves our advisors. So I'm actually going to turn it over to here in a little bit to Aaron and Greg. Lily is actually one of our other advisors, Aggie Jumpstart advisors, but she was unable to be here, so we actually found a substitute for her, and it's actually Greg Anderson, who is our associate director for first year programs. He also served as a former Aggie Jumpstart advisor in previous years, so he definitely has those experiences as well too. But I'll let Aaron and Greg kind of take it over and have them talk to you all about just Aggie Jumpstart advising, what that kind of looks like, and the benefits as well too.
Okay. Thank you, Nick. Well, thank you all for joining me today. My name is Erin Cantola. I'm one of the Aggie Jumpstart advisors for the program. I'm also one of the academic advisors in the College of Ag Dean's office as well. Just a little bit about me. I'm also from the greater Sacramento area. My hometown's about 40 minutes north. It's a small town. So I just say Sacramento area as a reference point. And for my undergrad, I was a community college student originally, so I did 2 years at my local school, and I did an Associate of Arts degree in psychology. Then I transferred to UC Santa Cruz, where I did my bachelor's in a double major of sociology and anthropology. So I did basically all of the different social sciences for undergrad. And then I went to grad school at University of Southern California in LA. And I did my master's of marriage and family therapy. Yeah, so that's a little bit about me. And Greg, if you want to introduce yourself.
Sure. My name is Greg Anderson. I am, as I put in the chat earlier, I'm originally from San Jose. I have lived all up and down California. I went to UC Irvine for undergrad. I was a political science major there. I lived in Los Angeles after that for a couple of years and San Francisco for a number of years. Then I went to grad school at the Harvard School of Education, got a master's in higher education administration, and have since lived in both Davis and Sacramento. So really excited to have you all join and tell you more about advising, but I'll let Aaron jump back into that first.
Yeah, so just a little bit about the advising side of the Aggie Jumpstart program. So it is exclusive to the students who are accepted into the program. So as I was mentioning, we are also advisors for the College of Ag as a whole. So just kind of in comparison, we do have over 4,000 students in the college as a whole. So it's a pretty big, population versus the students that we are meeting with individually, for our roster. We have about 4,000, or excuse me, sorry, we have about 35 students individually that we see. So 35 versus, thousands of plus students is a pretty big difference. So it is very much individualized. It is very much cater to you all. We're very much accessible and available for you all to see. So yeah, we definitely want to have that direct access for everyone to be able to meet with us, have that availability. Um, it is definitely, those general questions that you might have that you're seeing in the dean's office as a whole, which could be general education type of questions. It could be questions about anything related to policies, petitions. That's the kind of stuff that we do in general. But it is more also about you individually too. So we'll ask more specific questions about, your family, your hobbies, things like that. So it is, more catered towards you and your needs. For types of questions you might come to us for, those are some of the examples. If you're interested at all in, kind of exploring career opportunities, we'll get into that a little bit more with the CDG program, but that's also something we can give like some general guidance on. Definitely major exploration. A lot of times students might come in with one major, but then definitely change your majors is really common, especially in the first year. As a transfer student, a lot of students will, change their major during their time here. Or if you're coming in as an undeclared student, we can kind of help you with scheduling as well too, or point you to the direction of other major advisors who will be more of an expert with specific class scheduling and stuff like that. So yeah, that's a little bit about some of the advising aspects. Greg, do you want to share a little bit more?
Yeah, I didn't mention it earlier, but Nick did mention that I was the one of the Aggie Jumpstart advisors for I think it was like four years. It was quite a while. One of my favorite things about being an Aggie Jumpstart advisor is getting to know the students that you work with. So there are going to be, a lot of meetings that you meet with folks to talk about whatever questions that you have. And that certainly is true of academic advising in general, is you want to find out, what classes should I be taking? How do I go through this process? But like Aaron mentioned, the Aggie Jumpstart advisors are going to start not by just like telling you things. They're going to start by setting up an appointment and asking to learn about you. So they're not, just going to go and say, okay, do this, this, and this. They want to know, what are you coming to Davis with in terms of your goals, your academic goals, but also what are your professional goals? Like what kinds of careers or grad schools do you want to go to? What are some of your personal goals? Do you want to make like a big group of a ton of friends? Do you want to just make one or two good close friends? Do you want to join student organizations and clubs? And so they're really going to try to tailor their advice to you. And then in addition to that exclusive access, um, you get to work with the same advisor throughout the entire year. So it's not bouncing around and having to tell your story to a new person every single time. It's someone who's going to remember you because they just met with you a couple of weeks ago. And those conversations can build on each other. And they can watch as you work towards progressing towards your goals. Since you have that relationship working across the entire first year that you're here at Davis.
Yeah, and just to add on to that, just to explain a little bit more about the exclusivity part as well. So basically, we have separate calendar access, again, for students who are accepted into the program and get assigned to either me, Lily, Greg, whichever Aggie Jumpstart advisor that they might be working with. So it is very much specialized to that unique group of students that would be on our roster. So it is only a special link that you all would have access to in that case. So again, it is very like kind of VIP type of thing. That's what Lily, our other advisor, who's out right now, she calls her list as her VIP list. It is not open to the general public. It is very much individualized. It doesn't get advertised to, most students that are in the college. It is only geared towards that very small specific population. So you will have, much easier access to scheduling your appointments. So, we're here, we're available. We want to meet with you all, and hopefully that, you'll be meeting with us pretty often. As Greg said, if you meet with us every couple of weeks, you'll be able to remember those conversations pretty easily as well.
And one tip that I would have for you as you come into your first year at Davis, whether you're coming from high school or transferring from a community college, is come in prepared to try something new. Whether it is putting yourself out there to try to make friends maybe that you haven't had to, especially if you've had the same friends for all of high school or going back to middle school and elementary school beyond that. Um, or try joining a student group for something that you've never done before, but you think sounds interesting, or going and trying a type of food that you haven't had before. But then also try new things academically. You may find that you may want to take a class of an interesting topic that you haven't thought about. You may learn that you need to study differently or more often than you did in high school or your previous community college. So take an opportunity to explore. Know that this is a opportunity to grow and learn. But we don't grow and learn just from doing the same thing the same way over and over. That you're going to try new stuff. Sometimes it'll work. Sometimes it'll be a bit of a challenge. But that as long as you're willing to continue to learn from those experiences, you're going to have a really, really great first year here at Davis.
Yeah, I totally agree with what Greg just recommended. Take advantage of my whole little paragraph that I have there. Take advantage of those resources and opportunities. That is something I regret when I was a student, not being able to, in hindsight, take advantage of those opportunities that were there. So that's something I really emphasize for students to do. You learn afterwards what you could have done better, right? So that's something I really want students to do that I didn't get to do when I was a student. So there's so many cool resources, opportunities, clubs, organizations. There's always different things going on campus. I know at one point there was over 800 different clubs and orgs on campus. I think the number has gone down a little bit now, but lots of different activities going on all the time, lots of different resources, whether that's scholarships, there's research opportunities, internships, all sorts of things like career related, lots of different things for students to explore and navigate. And we can help you connect to all those different resources because it can be overwhelming since there's so much out there and you don't know what you don't know either. So if you have any questions about what is available for me, we can definitely help you explore those types of opportunities. And another tip I would have, if you haven't already, definitely look at your Aggie advising module on Canvas. Check that out. Really helpful to get you set up and prepare for registration, which will be coming up soon over summer. Definitely, a really nice resource that lays kind of everything out. Again, even though it is pretty thorough, it can be overwhelming. It's a lot of information thrown at you. So we understand you're going to still probably have a lot of questions even after looking through all of that. So again, advisors will be available. You'll have major advisors who are available. Our college office will also be available as well too. So definitely reach out, ask for help and support, and we're happy to help you out.
Awesome. Thank you, both Greg and Aaron, for talking a little about just Aggie Jumpstart advising and just advising in general, as well as some really great tips as well too for our students. But yeah, if anyone has any questions for our advisors, please feel free again to use the Q&A function to ask those questions, especially if you're like, some students might be like, what do we talk about during our first meeting? And that's often a question that some students might have as well too. So if you're concerned about that, that could be something that you want to ask as well. So, um, but yeah, so let's go ahead and move on here. But if y'all have questions, feel free to use the Q&A function to ask those questions, but we'll go ahead and move on. So thank you again, Aaron and Greg, for talking to our students about Aggie Jumpstart advising. So moving on to our career discovery group, CDG. So I'm actually going to have Judy uh, introduce herself here too, and she'll talk a little bit about both CDG, both transfer as well as first year sections and what that kind of means, what that kind of looks like, as well as just what CDG is in general. So I'll pass it over to Judy.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Judy. I am currently a graduate student in community development, and I'm focusing on environmental education, global and local sustainability. As you see here by my little UC Davis sustainability here, I'm a fellow with them. So if anyone's interested in that world, let me know. I came here for undergrad as well, so double Aggie, love Davis. And I majored in environmental science and management. As I said before, I'm from LA, so shout out all the LA representation there. But yeah, I've been a career discovery group mentor for this is going to be my fourth year, which is a little bit insane to me. But it has been just so much fun, and I'm really happy to be able to talk with you all about it today. So CDG, or Career Discovery Group, it's a collaboration between the Career Center, which is in South Hall on campus. If anyone has visited campus, the big like quad MU area, it's one of those cute little buildings that look exactly the same, North Hall, South Hall. It's in South Hall. So it's a collaboration between Career Center and then the College of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences, or CAES, which all of y'all should be a part of. So you already know all about that. And it's a year-long program for the first year students. So it's going to be a fall quarter, winter quarter, and then spring will be a bunch of different little field trips and things. So not your general classroom style. So some fun experiential learning opportunities there. And then if you're a transfer student, it's just going to be the fall quarter for you. So my first time being a mentor, I had transfer students, and then past then I've had my first year students. So if anyone has any questions about either of them, I am here for you. The transfer students one is a little bit quicker paced as we're trying to get as much information as possible. We're kind of combining the fall and winter the first year into just the fall for the transfers. And it's also really cool because there's only like 25 to 30 like students per section, which you will find is very different than those, say, I don't know, 300 people in your math class. So you really get to know who's around you. You're all in similar majors, all in CAS, and are really just interested in that career discovery and professional development. So you already have like some of these shared likes and interests and things. And the fun part here, for me at least, now is you pair with a grad student mentor, which is me, who will introduce you to campus resources, help you get connected, and gain valuable advice about possible career paths. So since I also am double Aggie, I've been here for 8 years. If you have any question about Davis, let me know. But I love helping students find things that are of interest to them. That's why I put like the music in the chat function there. Davis is not just about your just completing all your major courses. It's that, and also what else can you take advantage of as you're here? And so I love music. I'm very much a music nerd, and being able to take those different classes and gain different perspectives, build my network, really helped me and inspired me of what I'm actually doing my thesis work on, which is STEAM related also, by the way. So the art and the science there. Yeah, and then so this is a little bit more of a breakdown on what each of those quarters looks like. So as I said previously, the fall and winter are going to be those like normal classroom experience ones. So fall is all about building connections. So again, this is the first year students. As we see, it's the full year, not just the one fall for transfer. So the fall quarter building connections, it's a 1 unit pass no pass class, which means that you are either passing the class or not passing the class. I will tell you, all of my students have always passed the class, so you don't really need to worry about it. And in this one, you're going to be connecting with campus resources, understanding your support network, and then assessing your current skills and opportunities for growth. So it's really trying to see like, who are you as a person? What are your values? What are your skills? and then what can you take advantage of to build on top of those? And then going into the winter quarter, it's career preparation. So since 3 units and it's a letter grade. So now that we know kind of like who you are, what you're interested in, we're going to use that information to then like throw you into the professional development world. So we're going to learn about how to even write resume and tailor it specifically to a job opportunity or internship opportunity you're interested in. Also talk about cover letters, which many people may not have written before now. I know I wrote my first cover letter when I think I was like a sophomore in college, so y'all are getting a head start. So shout out for that. And then also a group of references. So our mentors, we do count as a reference if you would like, but also trying to see like who else in your life can be that professional like support for you and who can vouch for you. And then also in the winter quarter, you're going to have different professional networking events, which are super, super cool. And then being able to build your research and presentation skills. So really seeing like, okay, have these skills, I'm implementing them a little bit here. Also building my resume cover letter to show like how I can use these actually and apply them. And then the spring quarter, you're moving into experiential learning. So again, this is those field trips that I was talking about, 1 unit, also pass, no pass. So these are designed by the different career discovery group mentors, and they are made to connect experiential trips to your personal career goals. So some of the ones that I have done, because I'm interested in STEAM, right, with the environmental science, art, nature, all that jazz. I've done tours of the Arboretum where we also nature journal. So if anyone has nature journaled before, let me know. But yeah, going around our beautiful, beautiful Arboretum and doing that close study and seeing what other fields in these science related areas you can really go into, ones that you may not have known about before, or really just having some like inspiration bubbles pop off for you. But yeah. And then this is for the transfer students here. So as you see, it's only that one fall quarter of the building connections, 1 unit, pass, no pass. So again, this is kind of combining that fall and winter quarter for the first years, but for the transfer. So you're still connecting with the campus resources and understanding your support network that you have here on campus, and then also looking at your skills, how you can grow, and then learning how to tailor resume, cover letter, references, all that jazz. And then you also get to continue to get mentor advice and insider access to campus events and resources even after the course ends. I know I myself have stayed connected to many of my students from now like 3 years ago, which is, oh my gosh, crazy. Time just moves on by, huh? But yeah, and so I've written letters of recommendation for some of my students. I have found things on LinkedIn or heard of them and just emailed them to them. So your mentors are really here to support you, not just in the one quarter or in the year, but throughout your time here at Davis. So it's so fun. But yeah, I believe that is the last one, career discovery. If anyone has any questions, comments, concerns about it, let me know. I will be one of your mentors for this year. I'm going to be with the first year. So unfortunately, transfer students, I'm not with you this time, but you can always reach out to me or any of the other mentors if you'd like. And I'll put my email in the chat if anyone had any questions that they're thinking about now, but come up with later, or if you just wanted to know a little bit more about Davis, I'm here for you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Judy. Yeah, a lot of our students really they really enjoy CDG, and not just for the academic part of CDG, but also just the connection part of it. Because one thing that's great about CDG, especially for IE Jumpstart, is that we have dedicated sections for our IE Jumpstart students. So we have two first-year sections and then one transfer section just for our IE Jumpstart students. And so not only are you in the program with all these different students now, but you're also in these classrooms with students within who are also in the program as well too. So an opportunity to, again, to really connect, really to grow together, and really to network with each other and get to know each other a little more through our CEG classes as well. So a lot of students have found value in again, like I said, not just the academic portion of CDG, but also the connection and community building, and the resource finding as well too, and the connections with their CDG mentors as well. So, but yes, if you have any questions, feel free to let Judy know. Either you can reach out to her personally, or you can ask us in the Q&A function as well too. So awesome. So moving on here, just because we are, I know we started a little bit late, so I just want to make sure we have enough time for Q&As towards the end, um, as well as hearing from our students, student experiences at the end as well too. So I'll kind of go over this part kind of briefly as fast as I can here. But I think this part is also fairly important for the Aggie Jumpstart program because we actually host a lot of our events and collaborate with a lot of our events with different different campus organizations, departments, and things of that nature. And so we really try to not just host events just on our own as Aggie Jumpstart as much as we like to and as much as we do. We do try to partner up with other campus departments as much as we can, so that way you all as students can still connect with other different resources and learn that, Aggie Jumpstart is not the only place where you get support. It's other places as well too, especially if you're like, Aggie Jumpstart, I love it, but I just need a different perspective on something. And so you can find different perspectives and different experiences and different ideas and different viewpoints from other folks from other departments as well too. So we partner with a lot of different, like I said, different departments and organizations. So of course, the College of Ag itself, Career Center, of course, with CG specifically, Aggie Ambassadors, which is a very leadership service-based program club, I think one or the other, within the college as well too. So we also try to partner up with them. Of course, EOP, and then City of Davis as well too. So these are just a few of the partnerships that we've done in the past. There's definitely a lot more that I did not include in this slide, but these are just sort of the ones that we collaborated the most recently, I would say. The big ones that we actually collaborate with are what we call the academic retention initiative centers. So there's four of them. There's El Centro, which is a center center that's focused on Latinx, Chicanx experiences. The Nest, which is focused on the Native American and Indigenous experiences. CADS, which is focused on the African diasporic experiences. And the Lotus Mana Center, which is focused on the Asian and Pacific Islander experiences as well too. So these are community-based centers which are designed to really provide additional support to all students within UC Davis. So, while these centers may focus on certain demographic of students or provide certain or focus on certain experiences, that doesn't mean that you can't go to these centers to seek out resources or to talk to anyone within the center or just to utilize their space, just like stay there and study and whatnot, or to just have lunch or your snack, whatever it might be. So even if you don't fall under those particular experiences or demographics, doesn't mean that you can't utilize these different resources and these different centers as well too. So a lot of these different centers actually provide things like support for tutoring for students. They also host a lot of different events and workshops. They also provide spaces to study and really just help students create that sense of belonging, create that community as well too. So, so these are just opportunities to really utilize these different resources and maybe find a community outside of IE Jumpstart as well too. I know there's a couple of questions here in the Q&A. So the presentation so since we're recording this, we'll actually share the recording with everyone as well too afterwards. So you'll get an email. It'll probably be another email reminder about, hey, apply to the program with a bunch of links. One of those will be a presentation, or the actual presentation or recording of this presentation. So it will be here as well too. So yes, so you'll have access to this in a video format. But if you would like to, I can also share this presentation with everyone via email for all those who did sign up for this webinar. I can also do that as well too. So I'll do that after this presentation or after this meet and greet. But yes, so again, there's different resources out there, and we partner up with a lot of them. And so definitely, take advantage of all the different resources and campus departments that we might have here at UC Davis. So just a couple of different events that we've hosted or partnered with are the different departments. So we've done a painting event called The Journey with Bob Ross with El Centro before. So the students were able to paint tote bags. We made charm bracelets with CADs. We've done a bonfire event with also a Centro EOP and not included in their logo here, but we've done so with the Lotus Mana Center, and the Aggie Ambassadors is also included in that one as well too. We've created vision boards with the Nest, and then we've done park cleanups with the City of Davis. And then we've done peers and professors, as you all might have saw in those pictures with Aggie ambassadors, as well as the college itself too. So, like I said, we partner up with a lot of different campus departments, different organizations, different resources on campus to really bring you as much experience as we can, as much resources as we can to all of y'all, especially during your first year here at UC Davis. So that way you can utilize and be supported as much as you can to be as successful as you can during your first year here. So these are just some of the events that we've had. We've done a lot more than this, of course, but these are just some more of the more recent ones, I would say. But yes, so moving on. 1 second here, sorry. Moving on, we are actually going to hear from our students here. So trying to move this slide here. So our first student here, I believe she's here, is also one of our Aggie Jumpstart peer mentors. It's Giselle. So I'll let her introduce herself. So Giselle, I think you're here, right? I think you are. Yes, you are. So feel free to share a little about yourself and a little about your experience at UC Davis and within the Aggie Jumpstart program.
So, hey y'all. As Nick said, my name's Giselle. I'm a peer mentor this year for the Aggie Jumpstart program. I'm about to be a fourth year student, majoring in animal science and Spanish. I came into Davis right after high school. I was also a Aggie Jumpstarter my first year, and then moved on to be a peer mentor. So far, I've enjoyed my time at Davis. It has been great. If I'm being completely honest, though, initially I was a little doubtful. I guess you could say I was going through like the imposter syndrome that a lot of students go through. I didn't really feel like I belonged, but then thankfully through EOP and then as well as Aggie Jumpstart, I found my place within the community. In my major, I was able to find my own like little quote unquote family. Something else that really like helped me feel supported was having the one-on-one like advising calendar for Aggie Jumpstart that they provide. My advisor was Greg at the time, and if I'm being honest, like I was a little afraid to meet with him initially, but during that first meeting that we had, instead of like going straight into like helping me with whatever I needed, he started asking me questions about myself, what I like to do, what I've enjoyed so far at Davis, things like that, that really made me feel seen and heard, and like definitely made me like feel like I can count on someone to help me out. Overall, I've enjoyed Davis, as I said. I think to add on with what Greg had advised of like trying things that you would normally not want to try, I would definitely like agree with that. I didn't know what I wanted to do when I came into Davis, but then thankfully I took my first animal science class, and then from there I fell in love with livestock. And then just from there, I've been able to like connect with other students within the major, talk with professors. I'm currently part of the barn residency program here on campus, which means that I get to live at one of the animal facilities for free in exchange for about 10 hours of work per week, which sounds like a lot, but honestly, it's not. And it's very like beneficial because I think it's like one of the best hands-on experiences you can get here on campus here at UC Davis. Actually, through that, this year I was able to reside at the swine facility, which is for pigs. Through that, our manager was able to connect us with the University of Iowa. And this past or May, I think it was like the third week of May, we were able to visit the campus at Iowa State, and we're able to learn more about the swine production and like the industry, and just expand our knowledge that way. And I feel like I'm just yapping a lot at this point, but I've definitely enjoyed my time here. Definitely recommend to just branch out and just connect with everyone and anyone. Everyone here at Davis is very welcoming, honestly, and they're just like there to support. And yeah.
Thank you, Giselle. Yes, so if anyone has questions for Giselle, feel free to let her know, especially as it relates to the student experience side of things, or even her little residency as well too, if y'all want to learn a little more about that. So definitely feel free to ask her about that in the Q&A as well. I'm sure she will be happy to share any of that information. And I don't know if any of our students, Giselle or even Lourdes, who's going to be sharing here in a little bit, if y'all want to share your emails in the chat, if you want to do that, that's totally up to you. If students want to reach out to you, either one of you, to learn a little more about the opportunities that you had to experience as well. And then speaking of Lotus, I am going to pass it over to Lotus here. And so also one of our current peer mentors, Aggie Jumpstart peer mentors, and I'll pass it over to her to introduce herself and talk a little more about her experience.
Hello, my name is Lourdes Lopez. I am an incoming fourth year studying managerial economics with a minor in accounting. My hometown is Ventura, and something fun that I like to do is go into the Arboretum, which you'll learn is like the big strip of forest, I like to call it, that's on campus. We have this big pond, and you can just go and see like the ducks. I really like walking around there. I will be graduating after this incoming school year, and I plan to take a gap year to study for what's called like the accounting exams. And for me, AJS has helped me a lot in just finding a community and finding ways to help our community. I come from a low income background, so it was pretty difficult finding all those resources by myself. So AJS has helped in the newsletters that we make as our peer mentors. We send out these newsletters like bi-weekly of new events, new opportunities, scholarships. It's really helpful. And then UC Davis itself has helped me in finding different opportunities within my major. See, managerial economics, I feel is pretty broad in what it means. So for me, I've gone into the accounting route, but through UC Davis courses and just talking to other people in your major, you get to figure out different pathways that you can find. Like I know that there's like clubs for everything. For me personally, I've been very involved in this club called VITA, which is just a free income tax service. And there's just a lot of things like that. We have different organizations and they hold like this what is it? Sorry, club fair where you get to find out all these different organizations. Usually most of them are free or have like free alternatives. So if students who don't have the opportunity to pay the club fees, they still get the opportunity to join. Some fun things to do at UC Davis. We hold a lot of events. I feel like UC Davis isn't well known for having like a lively social life. When I joined, I didn't really think that it was going to be something that was very prominent. But every quarter they have some sort of event. Like this past, I feel like spring quarter is probably like our like busiest with Whole Earth Festival, which is a very earth it's a very earth-based event. And then we have Summerfest, which is in our fall quarter, so you guys will get to experience that pretty fast. And it's a lot of concerts that are free for students, and they're pretty fun. I think some of my best memories have been living in the dorms. So for most of you transfer students and first years, take advantage of living in the dorms. Feel free to just reach out to people. It's a little scary, but I have become like the best of friends with the people who lived in my dorms, and those are the people who I still live with. So I think just take everything one step at a time. It's okay to be a little homesick. It's okay to be a little overwhelmed, but it's your first year. Go out and enjoy, study, find your little study sessions, like where what works best for you. I think that's it.
Thank you so much for sharing, both of y'all, on that. Again, if y'all have questions, feel free to ask them, Q&A, especially if you want to learn a little more about the experiences and anything related to their majors or their interests or just things to do at Davis, or even like things to eat at UC Davis. I know it's probably a big question that folks always have, is just like, where do I go to eat things, or what's the best place to eat? So definitely for sure reach out to our students as they as they're wrapping up another year here at UC Davis. They're a good resource to reach out to them as well too. And again, if you do join the program, which I know y'all will join the program, they'll be your Aggie Jumpstart peer mentors for next year as well too. So again, additional opportunities there to ask them questions and kind of get to know them a little bit more. So yeah, awesome. So we'll move on here. And I actually forgot to share this in the chat, so I'll share it right now. But this is just a website or webpage to the Academic Retention Initiative Centers. And so if you're interested in learning more about, I know there's a question about like just different community and campus departments and organizations. I know that was kind of already answered, but I did wanted to share this one as well too, which was just the Academic Retention Initiative Centers, a link to the webpage to learn a little more about them. And on that webpage, it lists out the 4 different centers, and you can go on each of their webpage to learn a little more about each of the centers specifically as well too. But yes, so we're nearing towards the end of our meet and greet. So I am very appreciative of everyone for staying with us here and just learning more about our program and hearing some of our experiences and things of that nature. And so again, if you have any questions, please use the Q&A button, use the Q&A function to ask these questions. You can also email us at any point later on, and I'll throw that email here in the chat. Which is aggiejumpstart@ucdavis.edu. So if you have any questions about just the Aggie Jumpstart program in general, or if you're like, hey, I want to connect with so-and-so, but I just forgot what their email was or what their contact information was, you can always reach out to the Aggie Jumpstart general email, and we can like direct you to whoever it might be as well too. So if you happen to lose like, Judy's contact information and you want to learn a little more about CDG, we can always reach out to her and connect you with her at some point in time as well too. So, but feel free to ask any questions as I ramble on a little bit more about how to apply here to the actual program itself. So if you want to follow us on Instagram, feel free. Our Instagram is there. It's at Aggie Jumpstart UCD, and there's a little QR code for that as well too. Our webpage is also there. The link is also there, I should say, and I'll throw that link in the chat here in a little bit. But the link I actually want to share with all of y'all is the link to the actual application here. So, but yes, this is what our webpage kind of looks like. So if you ever land on a webpage, that's what it will look like. This next slide would show you a little more about the application itself. And so next steps is really apply to our program. Apply to our program. We welcome all applicants. We encourage you to apply as well too, and I'll throw that application link here in the chat. Very straightforward application process. We ask for your name. We ask for just other general information as well too. We ask if you're a freshman, first-year student, or transfer student, et cetera, et cetera. And then there's a couple of supplemental questions towards the end that we ask you. And that's more for us to kind of get to know you a little bit more. So questions like, and I'll pull that up here on this screen so y'all can see that. So questions like, what's one thing that you're nervous about transitioning to UC Davis? What are you excited about? What do you hope to gain from participating in the Aggie Jumpstart program? And then, of course, like any extracurriculars that you've done, whether it's in high school or community college level, what activities have you done that you're most proud of and why? So these questions are really meant for us to kind of get to know you and for you to explain a little more about, who you are to us. And so it's just an opportunity to do that as well too. So I'll go back to this page here. So the deadline is actually coming up fairly soon. So it's actually Sunday, June 28th. So we definitely encourage you to apply before that date. I know some of y'all might wait until the day of. That's totally fine. But if you can apply before, that's perfect. So that way you're not worrying about it up until the deadline itself too. And I do see a very good question here in the Q&A, and that's just how many students apply, how many actually get in. So we average probably around 150 applicants every year. I think the most we've had at one point was about 180 or 170. 190, something like that. We average anywhere between 100 to 150 applicants each year. We have accepted students anywhere between 65 to 70, but this upcoming year, we actually might be accepting a little bit more than that. And so, I mean, I know the numbers don't sound too great because it's like, oh, 100 and something apply and only like 60 something get in. That's a little less than half probably. But it is fairly competitive in terms of who gets accepted into our program. So we definitely encourage you to apply and take the supplemental questions a little bit seriously as well too. You know, we do encourage students to write down as much as they can, but it doesn't have to necessarily be, a whole essay on whatever you're answering for the questions. It could be bullet points, as long as these bullet points answer the questions, but also are detailed enough for us to kind of get to know you a little more. So, a one-word answer might not be best, but maybe a couple bullet point answers. There are only a few words in each bullet point, but answers the questions, provides enough details. That's what we're definitely looking for because that will give us a chance to kind of get to know you a little more, like I said before. Um, so again, definitely encourage you all to apply as soon as you can. And what we're looking for is we're looking for students who are who want to participate in our program, who want to take advantage of the resources in our program, who want to really, take advantage of everything within the program, from the events to the advisors opportunities, to the network opportunities, and really want to engage with the program, the staff, the advisors, and the mentors itself as well too. So those are students that we're looking for to be accepted into our program. So just want to give y'all a heads up there as well too. So and for y'all, all of y'all who have attended our info sessions or today for our meet and greets, y'all are one step ahead because typically, since we don't attend these, they won't know the sort of the tips that we kind of give out. So definitely encourage y'all to use that to your advantage as you're applying to our program. And so yeah, and then in terms of like the timeline, like how soon can we know? The turnaround time for finding out if you've been accepted into a program is about maybe 2 to 3 weeks. So sometime in July, you'll find out if you've been accepted, and we'll notify you through your UC Davis email or the email that you use to apply on the application link. And so but we do encourage you to start using your UC Davis email. So when you're applying, definitely use your UC Davis email and then check that regularly or as much as you can over the summer, because that's how we'll notify you. So whatever email you use on the application, we'll notify you through that way. But we encourage you to start using your UC Davis email. And I want to say that might be it. Let's see. Yes. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to let us know. I'll also throw in my personal email here or my work email, UCDAV's email here, if you all want to connect with me as well too. Some questions that I received just through the chat is, I submitted an application. Can I resubmit it or can I change the answers? And so I don't believe the web page allows you to edit your answers, unfortunately. So if you want to resubmit um, your 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 answers or your application, feel free to just submit in another application, and then we'll use your latest one. So whatever the most recent one, most recent application that you submitted, we'll use that as the review process. So we'll try to take the other one away if you want to do that. Or you can reach out to us and let us know like, hey, or reach out to me specifically and be like, hey, I submitted an application. I wanted to change my answer for this question. Here's the answer, and y'all can definitely do that as well too. And I can make that quick change if y'all prefer to do that. But I think the easiest route probably would be just to submit in another application. But yes, any questions that y'all might have? And y'all can always feel free to unmute yourself too at this point if y'all want to. and ask us any questions. I'll leave this screen on here for now, so that way y'all have access to that. If that QR code doesn't work, let me know. I think it should work, but sometimes it's a little weird. And then if you do get accepted into the program, we'll notify you of other things as well too, like, oh, which section, like the course registration number for a CEG section, next steps. We also have a kickoff and orientation event in September, a couple days or a day before instruction officially begins for fall quarter. So we have that. It's a very big event. We introduce y'all to more staff. We provide food, lunch as well too, play some games, activities. You have an opportunity to meet our mentors, our peer mentors. So just another, that's going to be like our first big event for all of our students.